My first experience with Conicelli, I was 19 years old, and I'm now 42. I've been here over 20 years with Dave Kahn. He's like the father of Conicelli for me. Whenever I came to Conicelli, especially at 19, I didn't know what credit was. So he said, come on in, we're going to sell you a car. And so I went in, and I went home, and my parents, I had my first brand new car, and I didn't even realize that I could do this on my own. 22 years later, I've already purchased 11 vehicles, and going to work on 12 and 13 within the next 6 months, because my daughter and I need new cars. I just like the warm environment. When I walk into the building, people go, it's Tanja, so they run up to me, and I spend like the whole day there, when I shouldn't really. I spend the whole day just hanging out with my brothers, Glenn, Ray, and even in the service department, Hank, who's like one of my best buddies. I can't say anything more than Conicelli is the best place in the world to buy a car. Number one, if you go into another dealership, which I tried to do, and I got the Charlie Brown teacher effect. Wah, 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 wah. And I really never understood what they meant. Conicelli knows their product. Their sales staff knows how to sell the car. They know about the engines from Japan. And well, I bought Nissan, 7 of them, Toyota, 4Runners, 2 of them, and I also bought the untraditional car for my daughter, which was a Chrysler. So when you talk about my experience just as a driver and my love for just the Conicellis, I changed my name. I'm now Tanja Waples Conicelli.
We started small. Our first car was a Toyota Tercel.
Blue Tercel.
And with standard transmission and no air conditioning, and have expanded now to having, right now we have a Pathfinder, and we have a Pathfinder, a
CRV, a Honda CRV,
and a Toyota Highlander.
Right.
And
of all of the cars, though, my favorite always was the
Toyota 4Runner.
Right, right. I still keep saying that.
Toyota
That
4Runner
was my absolute favorite car. We had 2 of them. But honestly, I have loved every car I have ever gotten here.
Except I think we've had 3 4Runners.
You're right. We did have 3 4Runners. And your probably favorite was the Celica. That was our first sporty kind of car. And then as we had our son, sports car went, we moved into the SUVs. So we've been thrilled with all of them.
I've had an opportunity to work with different dealers, and what I found was that when I came here to Conicelli, I felt very welcomed. The service department has always taken good care of me at the Honda dealership. I can give a perfect example. One day I was driving and one of the headlights went out on my car. I called the dealer. The service people said, we can take care of that. Brought it in. They took care of it very quickly, got me out on the road. I've been looking in the last year or so for a new car, probably looking at a Honda, but I thought, let's test out some of the other cars. I've been in touch with the dealership here. They actually have loaned me Hondas to drive, but they've also suggested trying the other cars. And they've said take the Honda from dealer to dealer and talk with the people here. What I'm finding is the people here are very knowledgeable of the cars and have been able to help me to identify what I really want in a car. So if I were going to recommend a dealership, I would definitely recommend Conicelli.
I've been coming to Conicelli since 1995. I purchased the Nissan Maxima, and that was my first experience here. Then a couple years later, I decided to buy a 2001 Altima with 6 miles on it, which I purchased at Conicelli. And up until maybe 2 months ago, I purchased my next vehicle, a Nissan Pathfinder. What happened was I just got back from Europe, coming from Greece, and I called up and my car was giving me some problems, and I talked to Conicelli service department and spoke to Sam and explained to him that my car had just suddenly died on me, and the Conicelli service department just assured me that don't worry about it, where are you at, we'll get a tow guy down there and he'll pick up my car. They picked up my car and come to find out that it was just dead and I had to get a new car, and they assured me that don't worry about it, they'll get a salesperson to get in touch with me. The salesperson called me up, basically said, what are you looking for? I said, well, I had this kind of car, I had an Altima, I had a Maxima, and I think the next thing I want to do is have a truck. So I basically told them what I want, and by that Friday, I had my new 2008 Nissan Pathfinder.
After buying my car at Conicelli, I've been so satisfied that I've referred friends and co-workers to Conicelli. I would definitely recommend buying a car here. I've been so satisfied, and everyone that I know that has bought a car from Conicelli has been just as satisfied as I have. And I think that their quality service and their commitment to their customers is really what makes their dealership one of the nicest places to do business.
What I look for is basically three things when I'm dealing with a car dealership. One is integrity, two is professionalism, and three is service. And Conicelli delivers all three, and that's why I've been coming back for all these years, because it's a nice place to do business.
I'd like to express my deepest appreciation to the staff at Conicelli Honda. Anyone that comes to Conicelli is treated by knowledgeable staff with a courteous and helpful attitude, and I truly recommend anyone that wants to get their car serviced and has these type of vehicles, they should seriously consider coming to Conicelli Honda and experience the tremendous staff here at Conicelli.